There's a brand new day ahead, so much to do, so much to see, so get your ass up out of bed. Get out now, time's wasted, there's no reward for hesitating.
Hey guys, sitting here pondering the whole racism thing like I often do, because I struggle to understand things, you know what I mean? I try to understand something that I don't get. And I don't get racism. I mean, we already know that humans are all one people, right? And that things like skin color are completely regional because of the part of the world that their ancestors grew up in, because of the climate. This is already known, whether you want to admit it or not. And then the problem is, white supremacists, for example, will say, well, dark-skinned people have lesser developed brains than white people. That's obvious. It's like, how is that obvious? I mean, why are most of the tech jobs dominated by dark-skinned people, brown-skinned people from especially India or Japan, right? If they're so lesser developed, right? And well, they always say, well, you know, like, well, when white people from England they had ships and guns and technology, and they went out and explored the world, and they came to like the jungle. The people there were brown skin and ooga ooga, living like animals, ooga ooga, in the jungle, right? And they were all primitive. They didn't have those things. They didn't have the, you know, fancy clothes, and they didn't have guns and technology. And so, you know, I put a little bit of thought into that, and that's really all it took, is a little bit of thought. It doesn't take a lot. Most things aren't as complicated as we give them credit for. Now, the people in the jungle, first of all, they're dark-skinned because they live in the fucking jungle, right? Second, the jungle provides everything these people need. They have no reason to develop technology or agriculture. They have everything they need. Why would they change it? They're happy, comfortable. White people, on the other hand, they come from places like England, where it's cold and rainy and rocky all the time, and not much wants to grow there. These people had a miserable way of life when they were primitive. So they had to develop agriculture and tools to make their lives easier. And suddenly they were like, wow, I'm not cold all the time. Or, man, I'm not hungry all the time. This is great. And it was great. Great advancements. But the people in the jungle, they didn't have those problems. They weren't cold all the time. I mean, they walk around half naked all the time. And they weren't hungry. Whenever they're hungry, they just go out and they take fruit, vegetables. The jungle is teeming with wildlife that they could hunt. They had an easy lifestyle. Now, people in England, if they could have, they would have too. But they couldn't. So they had to develop things to make their lives easier. So once again, it comes down to climate and region of the world. Now these days we have a world community. We're not spread out worlds apart anymore. We have a world community. And so you see people that aren't white people with technology, right? And schooling, education, getting jobs. That's why you have brown-skinned people in high-level jobs. Because all along we haven't been different in the brain. We've just been different cultures and lifestyles based on where we lived in the world. That's really it. It's that simple. It always comes down to culture and region of the world. Even religion, when you look at that, that's just cultural. All of this is just based. The whole racism problem is based on the fact that the planet has different climates. That's all it is. It really is that simple.